Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today. So, Delphi murders. My audio theory, my audio theory, and more. First, please like, share, subscribe if you want to support the channel. Information's in the description and Zelle. Also, let's pray for Abby and Libby, their families, law enforcement. Pray for the YouTubers that are doing deep divers. Pray spread those blessings. So, um, I was I started watching Sleuth Intuition last night. Not for a long. I just kind of dropped in and commented, and other people like, hey, saw me there and asked me some stuff about my audio theory. And it's not like I forgot about it, but if you want to go through my videos, I did it a few months ago. It's titled "Guys?" Down the hill exclamation point. So again, this is my humble opinion. Concerned citizen kind of thing. I don't know. So my audio theory, the guys down the hill. So, and again, you can watch the whole video of that guys ? There's a little insecurity in his voice. He's not as certain. He's not, see, when he's like down the hill, he's centered, he's certain, he's in creep mode, right? He's centered, he's certain, you can hear it. Exclamation point, down the hill, exclamation point. So to me, it's like guys, ? Down the hill, exclamation point. So how would my theory, it sounds like that guys is recorded in an interrogation room or something. Like they clip that one word and put it in there just to tell him, the POI, whoever it is. So for instance, guys, it sounds to me like somebody responding like, guys, I didn't have anything to do with this. You know me, we played football together, this, that, and the other. To me, that's what I hear. Also, I hear it's a root. Like, I don't know if I've been a musician basically all my life. And it sounds like it was recorded inside. Also, it sounds like it's been manipulated, meaning they couldn't use totally clean. So they had to add a little bit of a grit on it to make it mix with the, because I can hear the headroom in the guys. Like when you're in a room, you won't hear that if you're outside. I don't hear that down the hill. I hear like crunching and this, that, and the other. Because the sound won't reverberate when you're outside. When you're inside, it will. You can hear that. I mean, granted, I'm a musician. I know, so that's what it to me. Did they actually interview a person and then they clip that, then put it in front of that? Because remember, they added that at the 2019 to let them know, like, hey, man, we're on to you, dude, or whoever. Is that what happened? Could it be? Again, listen to it back and within that, have an open mind. I think it's guys, ? Down the hill, exclamation point. Again, he's centered, he's certain during the down the hill part. He's in creep mode. So you're not going to hear any of those insecurities. The guys, ? Again, guys, hey, man, why are you interviewing me? I didn't have anything to do with it. And you just use that one word and then put it in front just to, I don't know. Maybe, could be, perhaps. It's just a theory. But I have kind of a gut feeling that that's what it is. So they could say, yeah, it's the same person. It was recorded in different time, whatever. Could it be? Could they have interviewed someone? An interrogation. So the guys was recorded in interrogation. Down the hill was recorded at the crime. Does that make any sense to anybody else? Could I be? Comment below. I don't know. There's something about the audio that guys down the hill. And also the down the hill sounds like it's closer to the recording device, whatever it is, the phone or whatever. Guys sounds like it's almost from like an overhead mic or something that you'd sit on the tape. Again, it's just a theory. These things drive me crazy. I've listened to that, like you not believe. Again, I'm not even a true crime podcast. I do all kinds of stuff. If you want to, and I parrot too. I listen to other. I'm parroting down the hill. I'm listening to other people, YouTubers. I can't solve anything. I've said this again. I got problems in my whole life. I can't solve. I'm not trying to say I can solve it. No, Nope. It's just a humble opinion from a concerned citizen that happens to have a YouTube channel, you know? If you want a deep dive, go check out Unresolved Crime. Go check out Sleuth Intuition. They're both doing really good work. Deep dives. They've been down that rabbit hole, and the rabbit hole has another, so check them out. Give them some love. Could it be that it is two different situations, two different recordings? Maybe I'm crazy. Crazy like a fox, perhaps. I mean, I think that something's up with that. Guys, that sounds insecure to me. And okay, then maybe if there's uncertainty in that. Maybe he's not, but once he sees how scared they are down the hill, then he went into creep mode. I don't know. I have a feeling that Guys was recorded in an interrogation, in an interview. And Down the Hill was recorded at the crime. And you have to be cunning. You have to do stuff like that. Law enforcement, I'm talking about. Because crime is weird. Criminals are cunning. So you have to either match them or do more cunning shit. I mean, that's what you would do. That's what I would do if I was trying to solve something. I mean, I'm not a police officer or FBI or whoever did that. That would send a message to the person they're looking into, though. He'd be like, oh, shit. And they even said, they released that at the 2019, directly to the killer who might be in the room, which is the craziest, huh? They said it's strategic. That's what Doug Carter says. That would make sense to me. That would make sense that they would do something like that, talking directly to the killer. Who's a scumbag. I mean, obvious, but could it be? Again, comment below. What do you think? Go listen to it another 1,000 times before you. I think something's up. I think that, again, they don't give us much. What would make sense for them to use one word? Adding audio, one word. Why would they do that? Why would you add one word? Maybe because whoever this POI is says, guys, a lot, hey, guy, whatever. Or they interviewed him. They even said we might have interviewed you. People around. See, they're giving little tells and clues. Again, I'm not a deep diver. There's other people with their Delphi channels are a lot better than me. Okay. I just, my theory, everybody has a theory. Everybody has well, this is mine. And again, you can go back. It's been about 2 months, 3 months when I did the Guys $down the hill ! You can watch that Delphi, but just go to my videos, click on videos. You'll find it. I think something's up with that. I think that like they had him in a room like, yeah, this is the reason we brought you in here, so-and-so, is to talk about the Delphi murder. Guys, well, what are you talking about, man? Why would you want me to talk to me about that? And they clipped that Guys, ? Then down the hill, ! Put it together. That's what it seems to me. Why would it makes sense for one word. Why would you just release one word? Unless you're strategic, unless you want to send a signal to the POI they're in. And they want him to know, dude, we're on to you. But it's not what you know, it's what you prove. You got to prove, you got to have evidence. So they know they just got to have a little bit more. They got to be certain. When he's like down the hill, he's centered, he's certain, he's going to do the crime. Guys sounds like he's a little bit of insecurity, a little bit of not shock, but uncertainty. He sounds a little off. I mean, I could be wrong. Again, comment below who, what, see? And thank people in the Sleuth Intuitions chat last night because I kind of forgot. Again, you need an Excel spreadsheet to keep up with all this nefarious stuff in this case. Maybe that's why I'm kind of fascinated with it. It's just like, it's just a game of Clue. It's a Rubik's Cube. It's a riddle inside a spider web, inside a, it's just, there's so much to keep up with. I could be wrong. I could be totally off. I don't know. Maybe I'm on. Who knows? Oh my God. Hot black coffee. So yeah, that's what my audio theory was. Is those are two different recordings. What would make sense to me to add one word is to send a signal to they know, but it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. They want to tell him, man, we know. We're on to you. I mean, you could do this. You've been a good liar for a couple of years, whatever it is, we know. And don't think we're not coming. Huh? But why? What? Why? Why would you add this one word? Pardon me. I'm not well, but anyway. So why would you add this one word? Why would you do that? Because it's taken in a. They say that they might have interviewed him. See, if you put all this stuff together, it makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm not a detective. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a clairvoyant or whatever. I'm just going with my gut and also my ears. I have a good ear. I can learn a song by just listening to it. I play guitar, so it's like, hey, I hear these little things that other people might not, because that's what my passion was growing up, was music. I've recorded albums. I've done this. I've helped other people with albums. I've sung on shit. I don't do it anymore. I'm basically retired. I'm in my 50s, man. Yeah. So, guys, question mark, like, he's uncertain. A little bit of I can hear like this little, I used to teach vocal lessons too. So I'm like kind of a nitpicker when it comes to the voice. I know he's not projecting as much too. Guys, it's like almost you're sucking into it. Down the hill, he's pushing his air out. He's again, exclamation point. So my home improvements, guys, question mark, down the hill, exclamation point. Maybe, I don't know. But to me, that makes sense, because why would you add one word? Why would it just be one word? Again, let me know. Comment below. Also, yesterday when I was talking about the Delphi, I was talking about how I think all these, the Keegan Klein and Kagan, whoever, KK, TK, all could be CIs, could be confidential informants. I'm talking about him, his father, the dude in Vegas, friend one, friend two, the cousin, everybody could be. It's another theory I have. A confidential informant, CIs, snitches. Why would they dangle him out for 3 years? Drive him home too. I mean, wasn't that right after the murders, like 10 days or something? That's the only thing that makes sense to me. See, I have to wrap my head around it. Again, it's hard to, so the stuff to try to make this make sense. I'm contemplating about this. I know. Yeah, you think so, but I'm sitting around going, oh, what the hell? And sometimes it just clicks, like your inner self, like, wait a minute, could that be? And then you got to contemplate more, and could it be? What else makes sense to let him go for 3 years? Because he's working with law enforcement. He's a confidential informant. Did they even want people to, because they kept that so secret, did they even want people to know he was arrested? Because if he's connected to people, he might be connected to people, again, using fake profiles that know about him. He don't know about them, meaning he's done some transactions or whatever, file shit, whatever, but he don't know who they are. They're using a fake profile. He doesn't know. They know who he is. Now, that would make sense to me, why they would let him out. At first, I was kind of mad at law enforcement, like, man, you could see, but are they on it? And then they're playing possum. See, the smartest thing you could do is play dumb sometimes. You have to be cunning. You're dealing with criminals that are cunning. And they get good at what they're doing. It's just like anything, shit. And you're dealing with a diabolical mind. See, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, they are good at what they do. No, normies like you and I or whoever, we don't think along those lines. We're not formulating all this weird, evil stuff. Could it be? In my humble opinion, I think so. I think, again, these are my theories. I don't know, but I think that guys down the hill. I think that is a clip, Pete, one word that was clipped from an interview or interrogation, whatever. And then this Keegan thing is, or Kagan, I don't know, KK, I'll say. They're all CIs, confidential informants. Because why? Because they popped off this biggest investigation in the history of Indiana. That's got to be pretty big. And then Doug Carter said it's strategic. Yeah, that's what you would do. You would do this kind of stuff. You're not going to come out. See, I thought, and I apologize to law enforcement because some of my videos I was kind of rant about. But then again, it's hard to wrap your head around this. Now I'm under the theory that, dude, law enforcement has been working like a rented mule. They're on it. But again, you've got to play dumb. You got to not keep your cards to your chest. You have to, I mean, I haven't been too hard on law enforcement, but hey, you're not giving us anything. All we have is speculation, assumption. So we have what's a guessing game. Just to keep up with the cast of characters in this case, like the names, I can't do it. For one, I don't like Excel. I know how to use Excel. I studied it when I was studying computer operations. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. It gives me panic attacks. Anxiety. That's what they should call that program. So it's hard for me to flannel shirt guy, the arguing couple, and what? Huh? It's shit. Follow the yellow brick road. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Again, I'm older too, and these younger people are more bright. And I lost, many beers ago. See, I was a wild man. And I had a head injury, neck injury, back injury. I had to do therapy for a year. Still dealing with that. From violence, I got jumped by 3 gangbangers. Jumped me from behind on Hollywood Boulevard. Cowards. LAPD wouldn't release anything. No footage. All the cameras weren't working. So I've dealt with this. Corrupt, or just, I don't know. See, I think it's this case is them being cunning and secretive. They got to mix in a little bit of human error, because they admitted that. And then I guess maybe mix in a little bit of inadmissible evidence. Maybe that's a thing too. That's another theory I have, is some inadmissible evidence. Or like, oops, we spilled the coffee on the fingerprint, or whatever it was, Is that a thing? Could it be? My dog knows when I'm live, streaming and doing this. So she'll sit right there. You'll see her. And then she'll shake her little, I get it. You're cool. It's okay. She thinks she's Farrah Fawcett. Anyway. Again, we all have these theories. So when you put them all together, we got this truth stew or whatever. That's what you'd have to do. That's what law enforcement are doing, like behind the scenes. And also, there's another theory I have. See, I got a bunch of theories. Could it be that some of these people with POIs and other theories were all right? Because it's kind of this, complicated thing. So some people did the crime, but they were sharing files. So that's why it's kind of connected. Is that it? So don't be too hard on people. I see people arguing a lot and kind of this and that. I mean, I'm all for, because again, disinformation, what you do is you use the truth with a little bit of a lie. So it's hard to, is that what we're dealing with? So some of these people their theories or whatever, bam, it's right, because it's this tree of crime. It's got limbs. It's got, hanging fruit and stuff. So shit. We all might be right about certain things. And when you put it together, it's like, see, Doug Carter was like, man, what if we could talk and say, hopefully that day, maybe today's the day. Again, pray for Abby and Livy, pray for their families, pray for law enforcement, pray for YouTube, spread the blessings, man. We need it. This case is confusing. It's fascinating. It's confusing. It's aggravating. It's everything. It is just It is, So I think a lot of these people could be right, and our theories are could be right on the money, but then you got to take one from here and one from there, one from there, right there. Again, I'm not an investigator. I'm parroting. Recruit crime. I'm like a parrot. You know, a parrot. I just repeats what he hears. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a deep diver. I might again do some Google or this, that, yeah, but no, I'm not. I watch other people's podcasts. Then I come up with my own theories. You know, I like a lot of podcasts. Some of them are not so much, but then again, hey, there's a little bit of this, that. Even the ones I necessarily don't like, there's something about it I do. There's always information you can gather. Um, so yeah, don't be too hard on certain people. Don't be arguing because what if you're both right or four right, whatever it is. Again, there's theories. Also, comment about your theory. What's your theory? You might have something that like, oh, I don't want to say it because it's crazy, but maybe it isn't. You know, maybe it will make sense to somebody. Maybe this other people have that same, like, you know what, you're right too. You know, you know, then you put your heads together and then, hey, it could be. It could be. But again, back to the audio, I think that was strategic. I think why they only use one word, because they only needed one word. To point the finger at this dude, he would know. Oh shit, they put my voice on. Oh, that was that day they interjected that. So could it be that the guys kind of shocked, question mark, whatever it was, insecurity, down the hill he's centered, he's certain, he's in creep mode. See, exclamation point. So guys, question mark, down the hill, exclamation point. I think it's the same person. I think it was recorded at different times. I think guys was in an interrogation room or somewhere, and down the hill was recorded at the crime. Maybe, perhaps, I could be wrong though. Again, I wouldn't know how to solve this crime. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, but I'm a concerned citizen. This case fascinates me. I'm kind of obsessed with this case. Other cases, because I love true crime. I was always into like the Black Dahlia, the Zodiac Killer, Jack the Ripper, all that. I grew up reading these books. See, before the internet, you have to go to the library and read these books. And I read a ton of them over and over and over again. But highlight certain, you know. So I'm into like unsolved crime. It's one of my things I like to dip my beak in. But I'm not a true crime podcast. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm an ex-musician, artist. Basically, I'm an artist under that umbrella. There's all music, acting, writing, all that. But I don't do it now. I moved from Los Angeles in February of this year. I've only been back to the Midwest for like 8 months, maybe 9 months. So, and I only found out about this case. I mean, I'd heard about it, but that night that they released the Anthony shots, YouTube referred it in my feed. You know how they were, you know, they'll refer, you know, pop up stuff. And I saw that. Well, what? See? I watched that. And then I went down a rabbit hole and it's just like, oh my God. So that was in maybe October, November of last year. So I'm not even, some of these people have been doing this for years. So find them. Again, they're better than what I'm doing. They got a lot more. I mean, they know everything. Again, I could hardly keep up with it. They know the timelines I mean, right down to the minute. I mean, it's awesome. They do a lot of good work. And there's a few of them out there. There's a lot of them, actually. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is my theory. I know none of that. None of that. I'm speculating using assumption. I could be the dumbass, right? Dang, I'm this stupid. That's what that could be. Or am I? You know, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going with not much. Again, I'm going with what other people have told me or I listen to. It's not like they told me personally, but I'm listening. Again, I'm parroting. Brown sugar guy. Shit. Oh, and then not a really theory, but I did a video called KK, TK, and DNR, and in the comments, DNR he commented on one of my videos, claims to be DNR. I don't know. And again, why would he? How would he? I got the worst podcast in history, podcast kind of. Nobody's watching me. That's another thing. I don't got any subscribers. Nobody's watching this. I mean, there's people out there doing it. I know again. And my theory about him, if he did, it could have been troller. If it was DNR that commented in my on my video, it's because he knew that nobody would see it. He had to get something off his chest. Like, man, I'll just use this dude. Nobody's watching him. So, I need to get that off my chest. Thank God, Because what he said when he commented was like, hey, man, you're totally wrong. But good work and, good luck. And what I was totally wrong on, he thinks, was I had watched, I think it was on Sleuth Intuition. He had an interview with some guy that had been in the same cell block or cellie with KK, right? And then he interviewed him and took notes. So all I was doing was parroting what this dude said, right? But I wasn't taking notes. I just repeated what he said. And then DNR was like, no, that ain't right. So, I mean, if I was wrong, if it even was DNR, then it's just that I was parroting I was repeating what I heard on the Sleuth podcast, shit. So if I was wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, And was it DNR? I don't know. Could have been troll. Who knows? But go to if you want to check for yourself, unless it's been deleted. I don't know. Maybe I should have checked that for. It was my Delphi video, KK, TK, and DNR. And it's not a main comment. It's in the replies of one of mine. It's like hidden. See, that's another thing. It's like he didn't. It's one of these hit reply. Just look it up. Read all the reply. And you'll see it there. If it's still there, I don't know. How do you delete a comment? Maybe you can. I'm sure you could. Check it out. Again, I think the audio was a tell. I think that they're smart, man. That would be smart to add that extra word. Why would they add an extra word? Ask yourself that. Why would they just need one word? What does one word mean? You can't get much out of one word unless you clipped it from an interrogation, an interview, to let them know, like, hey, man, oh, you think you're smart, huh? Well, guess what? We know. We just need a little bit more evidence. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Due process, we need that. Even scumbags need due process. You just can't do stuff, and then you would, jeopardize the case. You got to be cunning. You got to be smart. Is that what they did? Again, I don't know. A theory from a concerned citizen who had to have a podcast, who's kind of fascinated with this case. Again, put your theories in the comments. Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just like, dang, I don't know. Yeah, it could be. Very well could be. But I have a hunch. Again, the audio guys, question mark, exclamation, down the hill, exclamation point. The theory, the CI theory, I think they're all a bunch of confidential informants. There is a sting going on or some kind of investigation operation, who knows, that probably leads to other people, maybe higher up the pyramid. Maybe not even necessarily connected to the crime. It's just that it's tough to wrap your head around. People are, especially with their phones and computers, it gets complicated. And there's people that'll do like a 10-hour shift on that phone and a computer. People have obsessions. People are, narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. They need to feed that evil or whatever it is, that drive they have. It's hard. I feel for law enforcement. Again, I think they've been working like a rented mule. I thought they were being incompetent. And I was like, wait a minute. They're playing possum. Again, sometimes the smartest thing to do is to play dumb. People underestimate you. They just go about there thinking, oh, that dumbass. Really? I mean, everybody does that. The mafia does that. Governments do that. Everybody, people in their own personal lives do that. It's like a human behavior. That's what we're dealing with, human behavior, right? Some people's are different than others. Some people are criminals. Seems like there's a lot of criminals lately, though. Damn. People like to do like crime. What's your hobby? Crime. Huh? But that's the world we live in. Unfortunately, can we even stop that? Can we change? Maybe not. So yeah, there's my theories. Comment below. Again, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, the information's in the description for Zelle. I do this every day. Again, I'm not necessarily a true crime podcast. I'm not a Delphi podcaster. I talk about everything, whatever I want to talk about. That's what I do. So I'll be back tomorrow, ranting like a madman. I mean, I get it. But I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.